Why did Billy Joe Saunders turn down the opportunity to fight Canelo, only to go and fight Martin Murray instead? This will be on Sky Sports on December 4th. Please explain this to me, people. I don't get it. Martin Murray, of all people. In fact, how old is Martin Murray now? Billy Joe is 31. Martin Murray, 38. He's nearly 40 years of age. He hasn't had a terrible career, but didn't he retire fairly recently, Martin Murray? And I know that he was supposed to fight Billy Joe, was it a year or so ago, a couple years ago? And that never materialized. I think that was when Billy Joe was still with Frank Warren, wasn't it? And nobody was particularly high on that fight even then. So when we're further down the line, it's really absolutely baffling for Billy Joe to be fighting Martin Murray at this stage. What on earth is going on? I want to hear from the Billy Joe Saunders fans, because they're always defending him and saying that he's the best thing since sliced bread. But how do they justify moves like this? Because, we know now that Canelo Alvarez is suing his broadcaster, DAZN. But at the time when Billy Joe Saunders was, in the running for the Canelo fight, that wasn't the case. And nobody could have known that that was about to happen. So Billy Joe went on camera in several interviews, ruling himself out of that fight, saying that he's not going to allow Canelo to spring the fight on him and give him only, 7 weeks to train or something. He should have kept himself in good enough shape such that 7 weeks was more than enough preparation for a Canelo fight. So did he not take it because he didn't believe he could win? Is that why he turned that down? Is there some other reason? Again, I want to hear from the Billy Joe fans. And since he decided not to go for the Canelo opportunity, why Martin Murray, of all people? In fact, I really should check the WBO super middleweight rankings to see whether Martin Murray is even in their top 10 or top 15. Now, Murray fought, definitely didn't see this fight, either of these fights back in 2019 at the Olympia in Liverpool. One was a 10-round decision over Pavanito, never heard of him. And the other one was an 8-round decision over, is it Jan Hanin or Jan Janin? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But clearly not particularly great opposition. And prior to that, he lost a majority decision to Hassan and Dam in 2018. So, how on earth, after these fights, Martin Murray has still got, and also coming back from, I swear he was retired. Maybe he only retired for a few months. I don't know. But how on earth he manages to get a WBO title shot off the back of these is absolutely beyond me. Somebody please explain the situation to me. As far as how the fight is going to go, if Billy Joe Saunders is in any kind of shape and if he's motivated, he should be able to outbox Martin Murray without too many issues. But if Billy Joe comes in unmotivated, then Martin Murray could actually give him a tough fight. That's how Billy Joe is. I mean, we saw, what was that opponent now? That Mexican guy that Billy Joe fought. Yeah, this guy in his last fight, he is Mexican, isn't he? Or is he Argentinian? No, excuse me, he's Argentinian. Unheralded. He wasn't unbeaten going into the fight, but he gave Billy Joe plenty of trouble. And as you can see from the scorecards, there was plenty of trouble there. So he was behind on one of the judges' scorecards. The other two had Billy Joe ahead by 2 rounds. And I think there were people at the time, I didn't score that fight round by round, but I think there were people at the time who had an issue with the fact that Billy Joe was ahead on 2 of the scorecards, because he did manage to, knock the guy out in the 11th, but he did not look good in that fight whatsoever. He looked really poor. He also looked really poor against Artur Akovov. Remember him? Many people felt like Billy Joe lost that fight and got a gift decision there. So when Billy Joe is not motivated, it doesn't take a spectacular fighter to give him problems. So let's see what happens against Martin Murray. But the main theme of this video is just befuddlement. I can't understand why this fight is happening. Billy Joe Saunders fans, please explain it to me.